Hey there guys, and welcome to Pikmin. This is the original Pikmin 1 for the GameCube. So this was one of the very first games released for the console. I did not have this game originally when I first got my GameCube. My first games were Luigi's Mansion, which was actually the very first game released for the console, Star Wars Rogue Squadron, and Super Smash Bros. Melee. I didn't play this game until later, mainly because the game didn't seem to really interest me. It just seemed really weird. But I played it years later, and I quite enjoyed it. It's a fun little game, but it can definitely be stressful, especially when you're trying to keep all your Pikmin alive, and considering that this game has a time limit. Alright, so let's jump right into it. Let's go ahead and erase this file. Alright, and let's start a new game. So this is our protagonist, Captain Olimar, or Olimar. So he was traveling through space when an asteroid crashed into his ship. Which made him crash into a nearby planet. Okay, the first area, the impact site. You're very lucky you survived that crash there, Captain. Your ship's definitely worse for wear, though. My name is Captain Olimar. While traveling through space, my ship was struck by a meteor. I must have blacked out, and I woke on the surface of a weird planet. With so many parts lost, the skeletal hull of my beloved Dolphin is a painful sight. The engine is gone, and I'm stranded. The Dolphin, by the way, was the code name for the GameCube prior to its release. To make matters worse, my atmospheric sensors indicate this planet's environment contains high levels of poisonous oxygen. My life support systems can function for only 30 days. If I can't repair the Dolphin by then... No! Better not to think about it. I must find the missing ship parts. Okay, so this first day is pretty chill, because you don't this is the only day where you don't have a time limit. So you can take your time, learn the mechanics, all that good stuff. As you can see, Olimar is not very combat-oriented. All he can really do is throw a punch. He does have a whistle, though. Oh! Look at this! A strange thing has appeared before me. I had barely begun my search when it reared up as if it were waiting for me. I then dropped a single seed. What is it? Is it alive? A machine? It resembles a vegetable on my home planet that we call an onion. I shall call this an onion too. Okay. Let's go ahead and knock these down. And there we go, our first Pikmin. The seed that the onion dropped took root in the soil and has now produced an adorable little sprout. The sprout emits a strange light and it sways back and forth without benefit of wind. I cannot help but think it is calling to me. I am compelled. I must approach it and press A. And there's our first little buddy. Extraordinary. When I plucked the sprout, it turned out to be a living creature, not a plant. Picking it has done no visible damage. It just stands there staring at me. Its shape is similar to the Pick brand carrots I love so much. I believe I should call it a Pikmin. Here I am, stranded on a toxic planet, fighting to survive, and yet I'm intrigued. I must research this fascinating creature. I shall try to grab it and throw it with A, and I will call it to my side with B. Perhaps it will react to C and X as well. Okay, those are the viewpoint controls. Okay, good. Now the camera's back where it's supposed to be. Okay, yeah, so we can throw our Pikmin where he'll wait for us to call him or touch him. We can make them swarm with the C-stick, and then X makes them stand by. So we'll have him carry that to the onion, and it'll produce more Pikmin. Astonishing! The onion has sown more seeds. The small red pellet the Pikmin harvested after cutting down a flower appears to be some type of food that can propagate more Pikmin. The onion seems to be a sort of incubator. Needless to say, I must study the strange life form more. Alright, so that one over there requires 5. Now, you don't really need to do this. You're probably over-preparing. But if you want to give yourself a little bit of an advantage early game, this day you don't have any sort of time limit, and you're only forced to leave once you find your first ship part. So if you really wanted to, you could just leave your Pikmin in the ground for about 4 or 5 minutes or so. When you leave Pikmin in the ground, they start to sprout a bit more into a bud and then into a full flower. Pikmin that bloom with full flowers are faster and they're a little bit stronger as well. Like I said though, it's probably overkill, especially for like the very beginning of the game. You shouldn't need to do that, but if you want to give yourself a little bit of an advantage, it could help. Yeah, just need to find stuff for the Pikmin to bring back to their onion. Come on, boys. So yeah, the number usually represents how many Pikmin you need to be able to move it. But you can throw more on to speed up the process a little bit more. Power in numbers. Okay, cool. So we have 14 Pikmin now. And that's more than enough to push this box out of the way. You need at least 10 to be able to do this. The Pikmin are as curious as children. They form groups to perform tasks that would be impossible for an individual. A glimmer of hope has begun to shine in my heart. If I can make use of their skills, perhaps I can fix my ship. I shall sum up all I've learned of Pikmin conduct. Grab with A, press B to call them, X to dismiss, and C to command and control the group. Okay. Alright, so there's one of our ship parts. But first... let's go ahead and move these pellets and make some more red Pikmin. Right, are there any more pellets around here? Doesn't look like it. Alright. When many Pikmin seeds sprout at once, I find it rather tedious to pluck them from the ground individually. My wife always told me I was no good at routine tasks. I guess I'll try to get it all done at once by repeatedly tapping A until I pick all the Pikmin from the ground. I've noticed that when I add Pikmin to my group, they become filled with excitement and flushed with bright color. At other times, they revert to a paler hue and give off a dim glow. Paying attention to these differences is bound to help me distinguish between Pikmin. Okay, so that's all the Pikmin that we can make on this first day. Wow, nice tripping mechanics, Sakurai. Alright, so let's go ahead and pick up our ship part now. Look at that one in front, it looks really raring to go there. Amazing, there's no mistaking it. My ship's engine rests before my very eyes. By a stroke of pure luck, I have already stumbled upon the most important piece of my damaged craft. Fate has smiled upon me, but how will I get it back to the Dolphin? I wonder. Am I missing a dude? What are you doing over there? You silly. That's more like it. You know, you could probably help pull your weight around your Olimar and help carry it. Just a thought. Nice. Oh, glorious. With the help of these Pikmin, I've taken a huge step back toward home. My ship can once again lift off. The glimmer of hope is beginning to burn more brightly. But what has become of the remaining parts? That search starts tomorrow. And that concludes our first day. Okay, nice. I have somehow managed to launch the Dolphin, but I was surprised to see the Onion lift off with me. Perhaps the Pikmin cannot survive overnight on the planet's surface, or have they merely decided to join me for other reasons? Either way, it seems they will help me again tomorrow. The Dolphin is missing 29 parts. If I can't recover them all, I may never return home to my family on planet Hokotate. Analysis shows life support systems will function for only 29 more days. How can I repair my Dolphin in such a short time? A dense forest is visible on the surface below. As it holds the keys to my survival, I name it the Forest of Hope. I explore it tomorrow. Alright. Now the game really begins. Alright, so let us fly to the Forest of Hope. There they are. My Dolphin has returned to the surface along with the Pikmin's onion. Being alone on this strange planet makes me somewhat uneasy, so I shall call the Pikmin out of the onion. All I need to do is stand in light beneath it and press A. Okay, so now our time limit begins. Alright, so first things first, let's pluck, we're gonna touch some grass over here. Another intriguing discovery. A local variety of grass produces a sort of yellow nectar. When the Pikmin drink this delicacy, they instantly mature into flowers. This apparent Pikmin favorite seems to be full of nutrition. Closer observation is needed to determine the strengths and peculiarities of these flower Pikmin. Okay, so, flower Pikmin. Pretty important. Because when you have flower Pikmin, their speed and attack power increases slightly. Okay, so, we're gonna have to destroy this gate now. Yeah, normally, if you leave Pikmin planted into the ground, they'll bloom normally. First into a bud and then into a flower. But the nectar will instantly give them a flower. Alright, so we got our first enemies of the game up ahead. Little Bulborbs. Although, they're not actually Bulborbs. They're bread bugs that are disguising themselves as Bulborbs so that they fit in with their predator. Good job, crew. So, if you could actually get your Pikmin to land, get thrown onto them, it'll kill them instantly. Otherwise, it's best to swarm them. Alright, so this first day, we still kind of want to focus on building up our army. So those yellow ones aren't going to give us as much red Pikmin for them, but that's okay. Okay, so we're up to an army of 54 now. Nice try, boys. You get this one. Let's just go ahead and pluck them. Alright, so we almost have a full squad. Almost. Okay, so we definitely have more leaf Pikmin than flower Pikmin, but that's okay. Alright, so our first Bulborb. Now, the best way to attack these things is from the back. I found that swarming them doesn't seem to really work too well. So the best thing you can do is, like, swarm them forward in front of Olimar so that he can throw them more quickly. And just spam throwing them onto its back. Yeah, see? Look at that. It didn't have a chance to do anything. Okay, so here's a ship part. Why, it's the Eternal Fuel Dynamo. It has an unlimited energy supply. I won't have to worry about saving electricity anymore. This will make my fight for survival a bit easier. Oh yeah, by the way, don't take your Pikmin into the water. Just don't. They can't survive in water. At least, not these ones. This should light things up. No more candles for me. So that's 2 out of 30 parts. If I can find 3 more, I should be able to increase my ship's capabilities. Okay, no time to rest though, boys. My clock has indicated the coming of noon. From now on, I must pay close attention to the sun meter on my monitor and choose my actions accordingly. So it is best for me to review my monitor's data. Across the top of the monitor, the sun meter and day display. At the bottom are my space damage meter and Pikmin gauges. From the left, these numbers reflect Pikmin under my command, Pikmin in the field, and total Pikmin, including those in the onions. Okay. Break down this wall. You too, pal. Let's take care of the red bug first. Or mini Bulborb, whatever. Come on. Alright, so same deal as before. And there we go. Didn't have a chance to do a thing. Okay, leave those seeds alone. Okay, and now it's time to meet Yellow Pikmin. Hey, buddy. The color is different, but it seems to be a Pikmin nonetheless. First glance suggests this one has what, in some circles, could be considered very large ears. It looks like it may weigh less than the others. In what other ways might it be different from the Red Pikmin? No matter, they are obviously quite similar, so I shall call this one a Pikmin as well. Alright, so we need to start building up Yellowmin now. Let's try to do this quickly. I have made yet another Pikmin-related discovery. Just when I was about to seed 100 Pikmin in the field, the onion stopped expelling seeds. Yet the total number of Pikmin continued to climb. It seems that once there are 100 Pikmin in the field, subsequent seeds get stored inside the onion. Thus, no more than 100 Pikmin can be in the field at one time in any area. Okay, so you guys need to move out of the way. Now, what Yellow Pikmin can do is they can pick up these things called bomb rocks. The Yellow Pikmin have picked up some peculiar stones. Why did this decide to grab them? This action seems to be instinctive to the Yellow Pikmin, but just what are these strange glowing stones? Brightly glowing cracks cover them. Perhaps these cracks indicate that there's tremendous power locked away within. This merits further research. The glowing rocks the Yellow Pikmin picked up seem to be explosive stones. Perhaps they know that these stones can be used as powerful weapons. The bomb rocks are dangerous, so I must take care when using them, but they should be able to blast open the stone walls that block the pathways. I may even be able to use them against some of the wild creatures. I must be vigilant. Pikmin I dismiss by pressing X bring their bombs when I call them back. Pikmin I throw by pressing A drop their bombs when I call them back. Keep clear of the explosion. When I touch Pikmin directly, they keep their bombs and fall in line. So these standard white walls, they usually take about 3 bomb rocks to down. Okay, so whatever Pikmin you put on a Bulborb is usually what onion they'll bring it to. The more of a color that you have, the more... If there's more of one color than the other, then they'll bring it to whatever has the majority. So, like, there's 2 yellows and a red there, so they'll bring it to the yellow onion. Alright, Yellowman with me. Alright, you guys with me. You guys worry me when you keep tripping. Alright, so these guys have been in the ground all this time, and they've fully matured into flowers. My clock is indicating that the approach of sunset. Pikmin waiting beneath the dolphin and onions will probably enter the onions on their own, but if I don't call the stragglers and add them to my group, they may not be able to get back. I am sure that the Pikmin still planted are safe, but I am somewhat concerned about leaving Pikmin to fend for themselves in the darkness. Hey, you. There we go, all safe. Alright, so the next day it'll make things a little easier because the yellow onion will be in the same area as my ship. So we'll be able to make Yellow Pikmin more easily. In addition to being able to call them out or put them away more easily as well. It appears that many of my ship's parts have landed in this region. If I can just recover the parts of my radar, I should be able to use my radar screen. How that would improve my chances. Then I'd only have to press Y to locate my parts. Yet, there seem to be many hostile life forms here. If I am attacked and my spacesuit takes damage, I must return to my ship, stand in front of it, and press A to make suit repairs. As I explore, I must pay attention to my suit's damage meter in the bottom left corner of the screen. Hey, not a bad day.